Hi there, I am Sarah Colas. Welcome to the Dressing Up podcast, where we talk about all things bridal, dresses, and general dressing up topics. I love to encourage women to dress up while expressing their personal style with confidence on how to do so. Visit sarahcolas.com to book a bridal alterations fitting or even inquire about designing the custom couture bridal gown of your dreams. I'm so excited to talk to you about this next topic. Let's get started. Another Real Brides episode. Here today we have three very wonderful brides. First up is bride Nicole. She got married in September, and she has just like some really fun stories just about her wedding. So I should chat with her for a bit. She had a DAC wedding, absolutely stunning, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And the next bride up will be bride Julia. She and her two sisters had lots of dresses altered with me, so I've had so much fun seeing them for so many appointments. But she actually got married in October of 2024. Recently saw her for her brother's wedding, bridesmaid dress alterations. Yes, I do that. I do bridesmaid dress alterations, mothers, whatever. But her wedding was absolutely fabulous. And we also got to talk a lot about her honeymoon in Italy. And then last but not least, we have bride Bianca. Again, another stunning wedding. She had a really gorgeous venue in Metro Detroit called Plantera. Absolutely beautiful, and it was just really fun catching up with her. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with our first bride, Nicole. All right, here we are, another podcast episode with bride, well, I should say wife, Nicole Humbert. And you got married on September 19th, 2025.
Yes.
How have you been feeling lately,
Good.
post-wedding?
It's crazy. It's crazy to think that I'm now a wife.
You're a wife.
Yeah.
You have a husband.
I do.
That's amazing. How did everything go?
Everything went perfect. It was
Yeah.
beyond my wildest dreams. I don't even
So
think I
good.
could have dreamed of how perfect the day went.
Oh my gosh,
So-
that's amazing. You really did have such a gorgeous wedding at the DAC, right?
Mhm, yes.
It's beautiful. Oh, did you love it there?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
The staff was incredible. The
Yeah.
views were great. They made everything so easy. We were in the midst of doing a home renovation, buying a new house, and everything just
Pile it
went
on.
painless.
Yeah, that's great. I am so glad to hear that. Remind me where you got your dress from.
I got my dress at Magnolia Lane.
Oh, fabulous. And how was your experience there?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I cannot say enough great words about them. It's such a cute little store,
So cute.
and they had
Yeah.
such a great selection, and they just make you feel so special. And it was just such a memorable experience. My mom and I were there, and
Yeah.
it was wonderful.
That's so good. Your mom is so sweet, by the way. Is she here for the holidays or?
No, she's
Okay.
still in Myrtle Beach.
Okay,
We
yeah.
spent Thanksgiving with her,
Okay,
and
yeah.
this Christmas we're just kind of doing like just husband and wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
just the
good.
two of us, so.
Oh, that's awesome. That'll be nice and relaxing, hopefully.
Yes.
That's great. Okay, so the first official question I'm about to ask you is something I ask all my podcast guests, just like a fashion-related question, just for fun. It is, what is your favorite item in your closet right now?
Oh gosh, that's really tough. My wedding dress is still in my closet. I am really bad. I have not had it preserved yet. I have the nice little box that I
Yeah.
bought when I dropped my dress off to you.
Perfect.
And it's just hanging in my closet. I just haven't had the chance to go through, and I
Yeah.
like really want to sit down. I have like
Yeah.
a wedding room where
Yeah.
put all
Go
of the
through.
cards
Yes.
and everything, and I just want it to be like an enjoyable experience. Maybe put the dress on one more time before it gets
I mean, no one says
I
you can't.
I
Yes.
know.
Maybe this is a Christmas Day project. I
That
don't know.
sounds like a good idea. There's plenty of time. and
Yeah.
So I think my wedding dress still.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that preservation kit, you should probably do that soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do that soon. It's really easy. You got like the clear bag in the box, just put it in there with your name and address on the little order form, put that in there, FedEx.
Perfect.
Yes, but yeah, try it out one more time, have fun with that, and then box it up. Very good. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, your favorite item would be number one. What would number two be?
I have this gold ski jacket that I've been obsessed with wearing the last few days since it's been so cold. I normally am just in leggings, and putting that on just makes me feel a little elevated.
Oh, it's
And
great.
I'm not going skiing this year, so I'm like, might as well wear it around Michigan.
It's gold.
It is gold, and not sparkly gold, but like a gold
Metallic?
chain. Yeah, kind of sometimes gives off a blue. It's very not me. I'm very neutral, so it's fun for me.
That is really fun.
It's a little wild.
I love that. Okay, if you could relive one moment on your wedding day, when would that be?
I think one moment would be walking down the aisle and I like see Jeff. There's just so much chaos going on before that moment and the timing. And I took it all in and it was great. But looking back, I'm like, I wish I could do that walk one more time and just kind of look around at everyone seated and see everyone's expressions. And then I think the second time would be we had a Greek wedding. So we did a bunch of traditional Greek dancing. And I think just spending more time Greek dancing and Greek dancing with our friends and that part of it. Because I love to Greek dance. We don't get to do it very often. So
Yeah.
it just, the reception went so quick and I just want to redo that.
The Greek dancing, from what I know and what I've seen, everyone gets involved, right? Like
Yes.
grandma's on the dance floor, like everyone is joining in, right?
We had everyone on the dance floor and we were weaving our way around the tables and through the tables because the dance floor, we had 220 some people at our wedding and the dance floor couldn't fit everyone. So you just grab
It's a good
hands and you
problem.
just get dragged along and you just get a lot of people involved. So it's
That is
fun.
so cute.
And the photos of it are the best because everyone's like, I don't know what I'm doing. And the little kids are
Yeah.
dancing.
But
And
everyone's laughing and
yeah.
giggling and oh, that's so fun. I love those kinds of dances where the people in the room that don't normally dance like feel very socially obligated and peer pressured to join in.
Oh, you just get
That's my
pulled up.
favorite.
You don't even
Yeah.
get a choice. You just
Yeah.
get an arm and
Yeah.
you're
Someone reaches out for you. That's good. What would you say has been the most challenging aspect of wedding planning?
we were in the midst of renovating one house. We bought another house. So wedding planning, I want to say, was like the back burner. I'm like, if all I had to do was wedding planning, it would be super easy. So I think for me,
Mhm.
it was finding the time, and Jeff wanted to be really involved, which was awesome because it felt like our wedding instead of just my day. So finding the time for us both to sit down and make some of these decisions together, I think was the hardest part. And looking back, I'm like, oh, I would do it all again. But in the midst of it, I was like, I can't wait to be done wedding planning. Like the guest
Yes.
list and those sorts of things, like the little details.
Yeah.
That's just a little
Yeah.
tricky. But
Sometimes I feel like it's nice to have a distraction while wedding planning because if you don't, then you kind of dive a little too deep, I think.
oh, if we didn't have the
Uh,
other stuff going on, I could only imagine the details and in the weeds
yeah.
I would get in because we only had 9 months to plan. So that time frame and everything else kept me very surface level,
Make decisions and move on.
Exactly.
Yep, yep. That'll make for a busy life, that's for sure. There was something fun we did with, of course, the typical bridal alterations, getting everything to fit just right. Altered a few things for you and your mom. And then we took a piece from mom's wedding dress and we put it, was it on the wedding dress or the veil?
Yes, it was on the wedding dress. It was on
Yeah.
the inside. It was a piece of
Ah,
lace from
yes.
my grandmother's wedding dress that was also my mom's wedding dress. And we put it on the inside of my wedding dress and the inside of her dress as well.
I love
Yeah. So that's also, that makes the dress extra special because my grandma's no longer with us. So it's just a special moment.
that. That is really nice. Yeah. You just brought those little pieces in. Fantastic. And how did you feel in your wedding dress on the wedding day?
I felt amazing. I felt the most beautiful I've ever felt in my entire life. The dress obviously fit perfect. It was amazing.
I
It
hope
was
so.
so perfect.
Oh,
It
I'm
was
so glad.
comfortable. I felt like a bride. I think until that moment, even trying it on here, there's just all the pressure and is it the right dress? And I didn't really have that, oh my gosh, this is my dress, I'm gonna cry moment because I think I was so picky about my dress
Hmm.
and I was waiting for that moment and it just kind of never came. But I'm like, I like the way this dress looks. And then when I put it on with the veil and the shoes and the jewelry, and I think that's when I really felt like a beautiful bride.
Was that on the wedding day, you're
Yeah.
saying, when you pulled it all together?
Yes. Yep. Until then, it didn't really hit that I was getting married.
I'm really glad you're saying this because I think there's a lot of people that feel that way. And I don't typically hear about it, after the wedding, but I get people in here all the time that are like, "Oh, I never had that say yes to the dress feeling," or like, "This is a great dress." Like they really like it logically, but you're not having that emotional connection to it yet. I'm really glad to hear that you felt that on the day of.
I even
Yeah.
had some dress regret when I got my dress
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
or the time between getting it in.
Yeah. Mhm.
And you know what, when I put the dress on, I'm like, I couldn't have picked a better dress for me.
So good. To our listeners, that is way more common than you think. The dress regret feelings is very common. That is normal, and you can either choose to listen to it or not. I'd suggest remembering the moment when you did say yes to the dress at the bridal shop because those are the feelings you want. I've probably said this before on the podcast, but I actually had a similar feeling because I made my wedding dress. So I never said yes to the dress. It just like happened. And, even the week before the wedding, I'm like, I like it. I really like it. I think I've spent too much time with it, but like, I really like it. But I never had that like emotional, like, oh my God. Until now, this is crazy. Wedding day, I felt great in it, of course, but I still didn't have that moment until I got my wedding photos back. And I was
Hmm.
like, that's what I looked like? Oh my gosh, I love it. So I've had this like weird, like, say yes to the dress moment well after the wedding, but it eventually came. There was a story I want you to tell about your maid of honor
Oh my gosh, yes.
and the champagne.
So
Do
my
tell.
maid of honor is wonderful. She,
What's her name?
Abby. She came up and gave the speech. And for Christmas, she's just someone that's really hard to shop for. And we always like to find each other fun, unique gifts. So one year I gave her a champagne saber because we love to drink champagne. And I thought, oh, this would be fun. So we had done it at Christmas and Thanksgivings we've spent together, and it's usually a disaster. There's glass everywhere. Someone may or may not end up bleeding.
Oh no.
And it came
Yeah.
time for the maid of honor speech, and I didn't hear any part of it. I didn't know what was happening. So she walks up with her purse and a towel, and I'm like, oh, this is a little odd. I wonder if she has it
Yeah.
there. I went to South Carolina for undergrad and pharmacy school, and we wave towels when the football team comes into the stadium and at various points throughout the game. So I'm like, maybe she's alluding to that, but she didn't go to South Carolina. She didn't
Oh,
really know those
yeah.
traditions. Well, come to find out, she wove into her speech the champagne saber and brought a bottle of champagne along with this 12-inch long saber and proceeded to open a bottle of champagne to cheers. Well, unfortunately, it didn't go as she had practiced, and the bottle shattered. And there was champagne everywhere, all over her dress. The cork, as well as part of the top of the champagne, flew everywhere. But that is also one of the most memorable moments. Everyone loved it. We were all shocked that
Everyone loved
this
it.
was happening. Although it didn't turn out as well as I think she wanted it to,
Yeah.
it still turned out great and it will forever be a memory.
It won't be as enjoyable of a memory had it gone perfectly, right?
No, yeah, that would have just
We
been
like
the
the
more.
disaster part.
Yeah.
That adds to the fun.
And
That's
we were
great.
my bachelorette party, we were in Park City and we were supposed to go to the champagne sabering at one of the hotels and it got canceled because of a wedding. So I think this was also her way to give me my champagne
Make
saber.
up for it. Oh
Yes,
my
it was
gosh.
great. And when we
Ugh.
got those pictures back, just the look on her face and the like play by play, it was memorable.
Oh my gosh. Good job, Abby. You did it.
Great being fun.
I love that story. Oh, those are the ones that just make it feel real looking back on it. That's great.
I want to thank my parents. Without their support getting our house ready, because we also had a party the day after the wedding. So they really were instrumental in getting the house all set up and just their support throughout this whole process. My in-laws, and they've been wonderful and supportive and great ideas as far as florals go. And my cousin Jennifer, she was kind of like my right-hand person the day of the wedding. So absolutely want to say a huge shout out to Jennifer Mikos for helping me. Without you, I think I would have been in tears on the wedding day.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. It sounds like you had a really good support system.
We
So
did.
that's what it's all about. Anything you want to mention about the wedding?
It was fireworks at.
Oh, that's great. Okay, yeah,
So
talk
we
about
were
that.
at the
That's fun.
DAC and we were able to do rooftop pictures. And it just so happened there was a Tigers game that night, and it was their last, I think, home Friday night game. And they had a fantastic fireworks show. So we got some pretty incredible pictures on the rooftop to remember that.
That's some pretty awesome, pricey fireworks that you just got to enjoy for free.
Exactly. Yeah. We
That was
definitely
great.
took advantage of that. And
Yeah.
it was one of those things you don't really take it all in when you're up there getting your pictures taken because
Yeah.
you're just trying to pose as quickly as you
Hmm.
can. And when we got our pictures back and we were able to sit down and look at them, I loved my wedding even more at that moment, being able to look at those and look through them. And there were a lot of things I think we thought we missed. Like I thought I missed a lot of the Greek dancing. And then I looked at pictures and I'm like, oh, wait, no, there I am. So
Yeah.
it was really good to sit down and look at the photos because you just really got to relive the moment. Because by the time I went upstairs, we had dinner and the dancing and all the formalities. I decided to change into my after party dress a little early to get some more pictures. And it just goes by so quick. You think you're going to have time to talk to all your guests at all the tables. And we didn't get to do that. We didn't get to dance as much as I thought we would. But having those photos to sit down and look at and relive the moment, it just made me love the wedding even more and just really get to sit in the wedding because at the wedding, I felt like I was just kind of paraded around to do different tasks, and we enjoyed ourselves. It was a great night, but it truly does go so quick. People say that and you're like, oh, I have a 5 hour reception. It goes incredibly fast.
Just blinks on by.
It does.
That's why we have photo video teams.
Yeah. I can't wait to just sit and look through them.
Yeah, yeah. Another Christmas Day activity if
Exactly.
you're looking for something to do. Just curious, do you have any plans to do like a wedding photo album or anything?
Yes, we
Yeah.
will for sure. It's just kind of like taking time to like take it all in and look at all
Yeah.
the pictures one by
Yeah.
one. But I definitely want to do one to put on our coffee table. And then I think we're going to give some to our parents for like a Christmas present as well.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. What's next for you? Now that the wedding's done and getting through the holidays, what are you looking forward to?
We have more home renovations to do. So
Okay.
a lot of painting on our new
Not
house.
done, yeah.
And we just had a weekend together where we didn't have any obligations. It was my birthday weekend. We went to dinner and just sitting
fun.
together as a husband and wife and relaxing and being able to enjoy each other has been wonderful. I'm looking forward to just more days of just enjoying each other's company.
Oh my goodness. Now, isn't that what it's all about at the end of the day? Getting married and enjoying each other's company. I love it. Very good. Well, I'm so glad you had such a good time. It truly was an honor to work with you on all of these dresses and seeing you and your mom. And it was just a really fun time to do our fittings together. So thank you.
Of course, thank you. My dress turned out perfect. It fit like a glove.
I'm so glad. Oh, thank you. And our next bride is Julia. Okay, so we have another lovely bride in the studio today. This is Julia Schalk. We were actually just talking about your last name and how you've been pronouncing it wrong for the first couple years of you dating him.
Yes.
Yes. His German family back in Germany corrected him even too, right?
No, so they immigrated here back early 1900s. I work for a company that's based in Germany and in Sweden, so I work a lot with the Germans, and they have told me and my husband that we say our last name wrong. They say you're not saying it in the German way.
I really think we probably pronounce our last name wrong too. Kolis. It's Polish and doesn't sound Polish at all. But anyway, okay, so Julia, you got married in October of 2024, October
Yes.
13th. So it's been a year and a few months.
Yep.
How has newlywed life been?
It's happy. It's settled. The craziness of the wedding, ended, and we had our honeymoon right after, and we did all of our thank yous. So we got married October. So it was like I had the goal of New Year's of 2024, into 2025, get all the thank yous done. So we did that. And then we actually just got our wedding album made. It took me over a year to make the wedding album. We had so many photos. We had 7,000 photos to go through. And our photographer, he did not do editing or Photoshop.
Okay.
So we just had kind of the same photo, but many iterations because it was the lighting and just making sure people didn't blink. Like his style of photography was very natural and there was nothing that was computer edited. So he gave us a lot of options. So it took us months to go. After the wedding, you don't want to do anything.
No.
I stopped getting my nails done. I stopped waxing the eyebrows. And it was like, I'm done with all of the personal care items that all the brides care about, because you're just over it.
You're done.
Once we got over, thank you notes, and then we finally got our wedding album made. We gave them to our parents this year, so that was really special.
What do you suggest for brides or people that just got married in regards to their album? Did you really like that you got to go through your photographer, or would you say like just do it on your own, or what do you think?
No, I really like that. We went through our photographer. I would not have known where to start. And again, like we got married October 24. We just got our albums November of 25. So it took us over a year. And part of that was me not wanting to look at the photos and just being done. But the quality of the album, it looks really beautiful. It looks really well put together. It's not a Shutterfly book. It is a leather bound, genuine leather. The pages are thick. The photos are printed on the page. The color and the saturation and the clarity, they're all there. We had a 12 by 12 for us, and then we did a 10 by 10 for each of our parents. And the two 10 by 10s, if you close the book, I could see marks on the pages. It looked like it was nicked or something, like a nail had indented it. And I complained. I sent it to our photographer and I said, hey, there's some issues with this. He sent it off to the book business and they sent us 2 new ones for free. So, and it was minor. Like
Good service.
I'm particular about that, especially with how much care we took and how much it cost us to make them. And so I said, hey, there's a problem. Here you go. And we got them like 2 or 3 weeks later.
gosh.
So it was quick turnaround. So
Good service.
the buildup was a really long process, but apparently they're handmade too. My photographer is Steve Gabriel at Studio 41. It's in Rochester Hills. Whoever he worked with was excellent.
They're doing a great
Yep.
job.
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay, so I want to not forget to ask you this question that I ask all of my podcast guests.
Okay.
And it's just a general question just for fun. What is your favorite item in your closet right now?
Oh my goodness.
Like anything that you wear, accessories, clothes.
I'd have to say these boots that I'm wearing right now. My husband and I went to Italy for our 1-year anniversary, and Florence is known for their leather.
You need to show them off.
Oh my gosh.
There they are. They are super cute.
So,
I noticed them right when you walked in.
yes.
They're super cute.
So they're not the most comfortable, but they are certainly fabulous, I think. So we got these in Florence. We were just, walking the streets, and what drew me was the print. And this leather shop that we found in Florence, they have handbags and a variety of things, but I really like the shoes. And that print is Galileo's maps.
Oh my God.
And they have the sole licensing from the National Library over there or something to use that print on their handbags and on their shoes. And they have different colors and whatnot, but I'm really into the espresso colors right now.
Yeah.
And then unintentionally, I got an espresso purse and an espresso coat.
Is this new?
Yes.
So stinking cute.
So Spartina, it's like a low country South Carolina Hilton Head based. We both got shoes from Italy. It's the print though is really unique. You just don't see them. So yes, this is my favorite thing in my closet right now.
Can you advice for traveling to Italy?
Pace yourself. I would say that it's busy. It was busier than we expected. So we went end of September, beginning of October. Because my brother got married this year, a year after us. And my now sister-in-law, her birthday is our wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And their wedding was October 18th. So we couldn't go right on our anniversary because it was too close. So we went just before. It was busy. There's a lot of people.
I have to travel in the off season because I work in the wedding industry.
Yep.
Naturally, I travel a lot in the winter time, which is typically not when you really want to go anywhere. I mean, I guess you go warm places, but I mean, we even went to the Bahamas last year in January. It was a little bit cold. But anyway, we went to Europe in December 2 years ago. I cannot rave enough about December travel for Europe because it was less people, but it was still crowded. Like it wasn't like it wasn't crowded.
Really?
It was crowded, but like I could tell when waiting in line for the Eiffel Tower, like it's kind of like Cedar Point where you have all those gates of like lines to go through. Even though you buy a ticket in advance, you still have to wait an hour in line there. I don't understand that, but you do. So, they like block off like certain gates. So keep in mind, we had tickets to see the Eiffel Tower, but we still waited in line for an hour. And that was after them blocking off like over half of the gates to walk through. I would not recommend even doing the Eiffel Tower in the busy season.
It would take forever. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I'm a huge fan of off-season travel, especially Europe when you're like inside most of the time anyway, seeing these like gorgeous places. So.
Yeah. The Christmas markets too are a big deal. And just because it's busy, I would still go to Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, we love the Chianti region wine, but we came back pizza snobs, not wine snobs, not pasta snobs. We were obsessed with the pizza there. So, and most people come back like raving about the pasta and of course the wine, but we were like, no, the pizza is out of this world.
Yeah, I've heard that was really good. My cousin did Italy for her honeymoon and it was like wine pizza.
Yes. You walk a lot, but it's just, you don't get tired. There's just so much to see.
Yeah, you're just
and you're like, in Rome, it's like, let's go here. Oh, this place is 10 minutes away. Let's go there. And then you're like, oh, I walked 25,000 steps today. Just like that. You're like, okay.
Did you do any public transportation or just a lot of walking?
Oh, we did. Well, in the city we walked. We walked everywhere. And we went to the major cities. So Rome, Florence, and then we were on the coast in Positano. That was a lot of steps. Getting to and from the cities, we did the train. And then like the airport to the city was a train, which was an experience in itself. And then the subway was shut down because they were striking on that particular day. So we had to schlep our suitcases half hour across Rome after our red eye.
Oh my God.
That was an experience, but we made it.
You kind of can't plan for, I suppose.
No, you can't.
Did we have a travel agent at all?
Nope, I planned it all. My uncle had gone last year and said stay at this hotel in Rome. So we stayed at a Marriott and used points. The Airbnb or VRBO selections are pretty decent over there. So we were at a hotel in Rome, a VRBO in Florence, and then a boutique hotel in Positano. And if I would do it all again, I would not stay in Positano directly. It's wildly expensive. I knew that, but I didn't know how expensive it was going to be. And a lot of people will stay in Sorrento or stay not on the coast, not on one of the popular Amalfi Coast cities, and just travel in for the day, which we could have done, but we didn't know. Yeah. So, and I wouldn't change it. If I were to go back, I wouldn't stay directly in Positano.
Okay, this is all really good info for if someone's planning their Italy. Also, I just want to mention, I saw Julia semi-recently for bridesmaid dress alterations for her and her sisters for her brother's wedding.
Yep.
Which is really nice that all three of you were bridesmaids. That is really awesome. I love that. But just a reminder, I do bridesmaid dress alterations. But how did his wedding go? Was it good?
It was great. It was a blast. So theirs was a little bit bigger than ours, which is totally okay. She's Greek. She's Greek Orthodox. They got married in Grand Rapids. My whole family's Orthodox Christian, but the Greeks have culturally much bigger parties. So it was interesting. It was similar to ours, but different. I mean, everyone has their own style, but it was on a golf course and this beautiful ballroom with the windows, and she had a lot of beautiful flowers. My wedding was all fall colors, but not the primary fall colors. It was the softer oranges and peaches and pinks and purples and reds and that romantic darker mix. And she went more neutral, I would say neutral tones. So she had like the really soft light pinks and the blushes and the like champagne colors, more neutral taupe. And the dresses were taupe. So, I mean, it was beautiful. They're happily married now for a couple months. It seems like it's been longer, but they're doing great.
Okay, so you were just showing me before we hit record here about your wedding invitations.
Yes.
We'd love to see them.
Yes. I struggled to find wedding invitations.
You need to show this off. Like, look at this envelope liner.
It's a velvet envelope liner.
Velvet, guys.
Yes.
Velvet.
So these are from Margot and Bees is the company. They were great to work with. They're based in, I want to say it's Poland or Ukraine. I can't remember, but Europe.
Okay.
And I found them through Etsy actually, but then ordered direct through their website.
Okay.
So they have a million wedding invitation suites, and I actually was able to customize because how this invitation came didn't come with this liner, and I was able to mix things around. But this was like the fall flower scheme, and then I had the vellum and the wax seal. The wax seal was a big deal to me.
Yeah, that is ultimate luxury wedding right there.
So this color suite kind of kicked off our wedding, and our bridesmaid dresses were very similar to this from Revelry. So the bridesmaids dresses were velvet. So this was an example. We made these. These are our wedding menus. So my mom and I made 500 wax seals. So we actually matched it quite well.
Yeah.
And the paper is the same. I just found the paper.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And then we had these all professionally printed, and then we assembled them. So this was...
How did you do the professional printing on this?
So I made the file for the menu and
PDF or something.
like a Word document, and then figured out the sizes of what we wanted in terms of what the stack up was going to be. Just lots of testing. I made the Word document and gave it to Big PDQ in Brighton. They're just a local printing shop. Yep. And so
local printing shops anymore.
Yeah. So the same thing. These were our wedding tags. So we made those. It was very specific for the vellum. Vellum is difficult to work with. You have to make sure it is a laser jet printer because it will smear if it's inkjet. And then taping onto vellum, you can see if you have glue behind the vellum. So the way we did our stack up was very specific so that you can't see the glue behind the vellum. And then we did the little dried flowers, and I was doing a lot of Etsy and Pinterest searching, and then mashed some ideas together of what I had to make the name cards. My sister makes her own cards. She's called Spellbinders is what she does. So
that is which sister?
Kellyanne. So she's the one in South Carolina. And she might have done this on Cricut, but you like buy metal cutouts and dies. So she does her own card layering. She does her own cakes too. She does mini cakes. Cake of the Month Club is what she's doing at her work in South Carolina, but then cards. So I can show you a picture on my phone. She just made a card for a baby shower that we have this weekend. And they're twins.
Oh my gosh,
So,
really?
yep. So she made that, and she has the cutouts for the little ducky. So she made boxes. We assembled the boxes. So this was actually a surprise gift in the men's bathroom. So my mom had this idea. So we had our wedding favors on the place setting, which was Ryba's fudge from Mackinac.
Saw that. Love
Yep.
that.
And then in the bathroom, the men, there was a basket and they could get a golf ball and tees. So there was a basket full of golf balls and tees in these little boxes for the men. Yep. So my mom had these custom made. And then in the women's bathroom, we had the perfect pair soaps.
Oh,
So women could pick up a pair soap.
Oh my God.
Yes.
These are then your wedding favors, right?
No, this was an addition. The wedding favors were the fudge on, yep.
Oh my gosh, that is so stinky
Yes.
cute.
So you can see the copper theme kind of carried through, the velvet, and then I wanted all the fall colors. The flowers were a big portion of our wedding. I wanted it to be many, many, many flowers everywhere.
I am obsessed. Like you
Yep.
put so much work into this.
Yes.
Right? We don't have to do this. But if you want to be like
That is
Julia,
what Julia wants.
and your next year figuring out how to
Those came pre-assembled. The wedding invites came pre-assembled. The liners came in. I'm a more traditional bride. I wanted physical RSVP cards. So I wanted it to be, you mail it in to me rather than an online thing. That's just my style. And we wanted our guests to be well taken care of. Our reception was at Cherry Creek Golf Course, hence the golf balls and whatnot. And I didn't want a traditional ballroom where you're in, I call it a box. I know it's,
yes.
I like windows, I like natural light.
Well, you got
I
it.
wanted to see the fall colors. We sat and, the windows were behind us. So you could see all the golf course. But as guests walked in, they could take a drink off of a champagne wall that we had, which was a mix of the bride and the groom drink and champagne. And my mom made the cake and people could take cake at home. And we had these.
It's so wild that your mom made it.
Yes, she made my sisters, my brothers, mine. She'll make my other sisters. That's her hobby on the side.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Wow.
yep.
I want to talk about your dress real quick. I was looking at your wedding photos and like your dress was like huge and striking. I'm like, oh my God, that's like wedding dress dream come true right there. So something unique is that you got your dress from Becker's Bridal, the Disney collection.
Yes.
The Disney Princess collection. So Allure Bridals has a Disney line that's inspired by Disney princesses, and Becker's carries them. I think they're the only store in the state that carries them. Which princess was yours?
I'm my own princess. It was Princess Julia. Again, Pinterest and Etsy, you get an idea of what dresses you want, and then you actually go try them on, and you have to see how they look on your body. And so I had it in my head that I wanted an A-line kind of ball gown with sleeves. I don't know why. I really wanted sleeves. I just was gravitating towards it. I did not want the illusion neckline because I didn't want to see the mesh on my skin. I wanted to just be sleeves. We actually stopped at a place in Howell the day prior. There's a bridal shop in Howell where my sister found hers. I struck out. We went to Becker's the next day. And I had been looking on Becker's online, which actually is not a good representation of what they have. I mean, you can get some ideas. Through Becker's website, I found the Disney line, and I was looking, and I really liked Tiana's dress. The style was everything I wanted, like the actual, how the dress laid and the sleeves and everything. The silhouette was what I wanted. So we go to Becker's, and I said, this is what I want. And they said, well, what's your budget? And I tell them, and we proceed all the way upstairs to the back row. We were way out of my budget.
Oh, no.
The budget was like here, and I like tripled it. I started crying because it was like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? I said, well, we'll try it on. And so we picked out Tiana, and then I think we picked out a Sleeping Beauty one, and then proceeded to try on probably 30 or 40 dresses. And as soon as I tried on Tiana, it was like, oh my gosh, this is the dress. And I loved it. It was so heavy though. Like as I walked, it was pulling me back. And tried on a different one, which was the Sleeping Beauty one. And it was a sweetheart neckline. And then you could put the detachable cap sleeve that goes around the back. And I didn't like that silhouette because I'm small chested and I felt self-conscious of the fact that like I didn't have anything to really make the sweetheart neckline look appropriate, and it was, strapless. And so I kept going back to the Tiana dress, and my oldest sister was like, making a face. My mom's like, stop it. This is what she wants. And I'm like hung up on the fact that my one sister, she's questioning it. She was my matron of honor. Like, my sisters are my best friends.
You do care about it.
I do. And so at that point, Penny, she helped us. She said, well, you can customize it. And I said, what are you talking about? We took the print of the one dress and put it on the bodice of the other dress. And that was actually less money than the Tiana dress to do that. Still not cheap.
Yeah.
But I wanted it.
Yeah.
It was like, so I actually,
that for years.
I didn't know what my dress was going to look like though. It was like a leap of faith. Like, okay, this is what it is. So the roses and all the sparkle on my dress were that second dress, but it didn't come in that silhouette. And so they only were able to do it. It was Becker's who suggested it, but they were able to do it because it was all through Disney Bridal. And so it's all within the same company. If I had picked
two totally
different lines, they wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
So that's how the dress was made. And then we had a panic moment, of course, as any bride, when we went to pick it up. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, something's off, something's off. And it was because there was a liner. So right in the middle, down the side of my body, the front part was not lined and the back was. And the original dress, the Tiana dress, none of it was lined. It had the applique everywhere, but you could see kind of the boning. But that's what I wanted. I wanted that
corset look.
Yes, but not lined. I wanted it to have like that very mild skin undertone.
Yes.
And I'm putting the dress on. I'm like, something is off. And it was because there was an additional corset in the dress. I think you took it out, actually.
The belly band is.
Yes. And that was what was messing with my head as I'm like looking, and I'm like, that doesn't look right. And so it was like a panic moment because it's, oh my gosh, I just made this custom dress and it's wrong. It's not, nope. All good. All good. It was just that corset, which we could remove and didn't even need it.
Actually, you're really jogging my memory now. Yeah,
Yep.
That is something that is so easily removed. I think the bridal shops would be mad at me saying this, but I really don't like those belly bands. I don't think they solve any problems. Yeah. I feel like it feels good on the bride physically. Like, it feels like you're being like hugged by the dress. But other than that, I don't think it does anything. So,
I mean, you fit it to me. Right? Like, my dress was on me and it wasn't going anywhere. And I was very sad to take it off.
You know what? It probably does help in the bridal shops physically, because if the dress is way too big, that band can just like help hold it.
And it's like a mental thing.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to thank my parents, of course, and my husband's parents for all of their generous support and help throughout the whole process. Thinking about it makes me want to cry again because it was not possible without them. Without my mom, she's my champion. My mom dealt with all of my ups and downs, and we certainly would butt heads at some point, but it was a labor of love, the whole wedding, how it all came together. My sisters for dealing with my ups and downs as well. My sister Katie, my matron of honor, was pregnant as we were in crunch time for the wedding. So those emotions clashed one or two times, but you forgive and you move on, and it wouldn't have been the perfect, amazing day without truly that labor of love. And then, I want to thank you, Sarah, and all my vendors. I mean, I'm not the easiest bride, I feel like, especially when it came to flowers or maybe with the dress.
Great from my perspective.
Honestly, when my mom and I met you, because you offer I don't know what you call it, but it's like a pre-fitting consultation. Yes. And that just doing that instantly, okay, Sarah's going to do the dress and she's more than capable and we know we're in good hands. So doing the wedding dress alterations with you was literally one of the easiest parts of my wedding because I just knew that it was taken care of and that was going to be perfect. And I didn't have to worry about it being refit again because of your timeline and how you run your business. All those worries were gone. So we had a really great wedding coordinator at Cherry Creek. Two of them, actually. Shadia and then Lauren were our two coordinators at Cherry Creek, and they really worked with us. We were there many times to figure out things, and they were patient, and they allowed us to try different things and see how it would work or how it wouldn't work. So honestly, just the patience of all my vendors and the willingness to let me see and try different things to get the result that we got. And then I guess lastly, my husband. He is the trooper. He is the sweetest, nicest, most selfless man there is. And just staying with me through it all. He made some decisions, but most of it was, I just need you here to help me work through this. And he was there for all of it, honestly. Maybe not, 100%, but more so than I think grooms traditionally are, because I just needed his support. And he gave it wholeheartedly.
That is what it's all about.
Yep.
One more thing I keep staring at is your watch. I have the Petoskey too, the shiny.
You do?
Petoskey. Yes, this is an older one, I think. Is that new?
Yeah, so
Yeah, I love that.
oh my gosh, that's so cool. So this is the birdie.
These are our Petoskey watches.
Oh, here, I'll hold it up that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really pretty.
I'm not like a big fancy, I wear a fitness watch because
Mhm.
I work out a lot, but I saw that they had these, and I was like, well, I have to get a Petoskey stone watch. I'm a rock kind of nerd and rock hunter. So as soon as I saw it, and I actually had to look at many to make sure some of them have a really, really faint Petoskey, like you
They're all
can't tell.
Yeah.
They're all different. And
Mhm.
so I went through probably 20 of them at the
Okay.
store, waiting on and off to see the.
Yeah. Oh God, that looks perfect.
Yep, yep. And this is the two-tone one. They had a one that was like all silver, all gold, and then they came out with the two-tone.
So at the time, my
Yep.
husband surprised me with this for our 5-year anniversary. It was like you were lucky if you got one at all. So you didn't get to pick.
Yeah,
any of them.
yep. It was when they first came out. Yeah.
No, actually, it was like the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
This was a very popular wedding gift that year. They were selling out everywhere. I don't even know why they stopped selling it because it was doing so well.
I had no idea. When I came across my Instagram ad or something, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's new. And they're like, no, these have been out for, I'm like, well, I don't know.
There's a few people that listen to this podcast that's not from Michigan. So I will share with you that Michiganders, we love our Petoskey.
Mhm.
It is a stone that is found in northern Michigan,
Yep.
and we're just obsessed with it.
I think is it the state stone
It's gotta be.
or the state fossil? It's technically a fossil.
It is technically.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna attempt to
Like
history and how it was made, but it's like something
like
the
it
glacier
over here.
Yeah.
Find them over here.
But yeah, we love it. Have you ever found Petoskey?
Many.
You have?
Mhm.
Not.
I found a big one that was like this.
No. You still have it, obviously.
Yes, yeah. So went to college at Michigan Tech, which is way, way, way up north, and Lake Superior's right there. So well, they're not up there. They shouldn't be in Lake Superior. They're in Lake Michigan and possibly Lake Huron, but I've always found them in Lake Michigan. But amethyst is really big in Lake Superior, and agates. You've seen an agate, you probably just don't know that that's what it was. Lake Superior is full of like really rich minerals and semi-precious gemstones. So I've been in the cold water Lake Superior, like thigh deep, with a pickaxe on the rock face, chipping away amethyst.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So when I say I'm a rock nerd, little bit.
That would prove it.
But if you try to tumble your own Petoskey, they're really soft. So I've actually ruined some of mine. I have a rock tumbler and I tried it and I think I like ran it incorrectly and I kind of just ground away.
Okay. Now that I know more about your rock history, when you saw that watch, you were like, done.
Sold. Yeah. I was like, okay, well, buying this for myself.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Giving me the honor of altering your dress last year. And I'm just so happy for you. Sounds like you're doing great.
Thank you. I'm happy for you too and your business.
Thank you.
I hope you keep growing.
Thank you.
You have a customer for life from the Zayn Schalk family. So you will always have our business. Yes. It's not goodbye. My other sister has to get married still.
Okay.
And Kellyanne, the one who makes the cards. I'm going to make sure she comes to Sarah and that all of us do for our bridesmaids dresses. So thank you.
Thank you. And our next bride is Bianca. All right, so this is Bianca Hessenbruch, and she got married in the Plantera, which is a gorgeous wedding venue in Metro Detroit, on October 5th, 2025. So how did everything go, Bianca?
It was literally a dream. It was honestly perfect. The venue was amazing. The staff were so attentive. I didn't have to really put in a lot of effort the day of, which is always amazing. No one was asking me questions. I didn't check my phone the entire day. It was amazing.
That is so good. Yeah, I was looking back at your wedding photos. I mean, it was just absolutely stunning. And your gown was stunning, like kind of like a lacy material, but it was different. It was different than the normal lace. So it just really photographed really beautifully.
It was probably the best day of my life thus far. So
They'll probably stay right there at the top for a long
Yeah.
time. Okay, so I'm going to jump to a non-wedding related question. It's a question I ask all of my podcast guests just for fun, and that is, what is your favorite item in your closet right now? Anything you can wear, pull from your closet that just makes you feel really good when you put it on.
It depends on the weather, of course. In the summer, I have a favorite tank top that I love to wear. It's a Doctor Who tank top because I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. So, like, if I can always wear anything Doctor Who related, that would be my favorite shirt. In terms of pants, probably just yoga pants. I'm a comfort girly all the way. Love to just be comfortable at all aspects of life.
Yeah.
Recently, I just bought a favorite dress. I can't recall what the store is, but it's very whimsical. I got it for my bridal shower. It's like white with pink, reddish flowers and butterflies, kind of like a cottagecore type of dress.
Oh gosh, yeah. That sounds like that's right up my alley as well. If you could relive one moment of your wedding day, when would that be?
I'm really trying to think because I loved every minute. Even though I was incredibly nervous, very nervous to be walking down an aisle in front of everybody, I think I would love to relive that all over again.
Yeah.
Definitely. That moment was honestly probably the most emotional for me. I was scared of being in front of everybody. I was excited and just looking at everyone's faces and all of the emotion, so many tears already just from me walking down the aisle. It was amazing. And even watching the video back, I didn't notice at the time my dad was also crying. So I was like, I had no idea that was happening because I was in my own like kind of field of vision, but it was probably a moment that I would definitely want to relive all over again.
You know, something I love too about what you just said is this is another reason to get a videographer. I mean, you didn't know that until looking back at the video. That is really special that you were able to see that your father was getting emotional while you were walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
Very special. Who was your videographer?
Two Penny Productions.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
One of the great things that I really loved about our wedding was the time in between the ceremony and the reception where my husband and I got to spend like a good half hour, 15 minutes just alone. We got to eat some appetizers and relax and reminisce on, like, since we hadn't seen each other that morning, everything we were able to do. And kind of just after that huge emotion of the ceremony to relax and calm down a little bit. And I thought that was very nice. And I highly recommend it. Some might not have that option if you're not doing a first look, but that's what we did. We did a first look, and that gave us that benefit of having that time in between to relax.
That's so great. Right in the middle of the day before the whole rest of the evening begins. That is awesome. That's great.
Exactly.
Okay, now something I want to ask you specifically because your venue is just so cool. For those of you not in Metro Detroit, her wedding venue is insane. It's like basically like a really big greenhouse looking space. Since it's such a unique venue, and I know they have a lot of unique like rules and just like how things work, the fact that they do their own florals and rentals and things like that. Do you have any advice for brides getting married at that venue?
Definitely have a vision. They really like it when you kind of go in knowing what you want. They're also very good at trying to help, especially when they put together like the aspects of your table, kind of like showing you what you can have, what they have available. And my advice is definitely make sure you're going in there knowing what you want because it just makes everything go smoothly.
And are you talking about like the design meetings or like before you
Yes.
the design meetings? Okay.
Yeah, make sure you come to the design meeting knowing what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Strongly recommend that because I kind of felt bad the first time when I spoke with David and he was like, okay, so what's the vibe? What are you trying to do? And I kind of felt flustered and all over the place because I had an idea, but it wasn't like solid and set in stone at that time when we first had our meeting. And I just felt so bad because I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure what I want exactly in terms of these specific things. He was really nice about it too. So, they're very helpful, especially if you don't know what you want at that time. But I will say Pinterest is your best friend. It truly helps. The knot was also a major, major helpful factor. But that's the advice I would have to say. Just know what you want and also don't be afraid to say no. If they say like, oh, well, we have this, it might be a little bit extra, but if you have a set budget, especially at Plantera, if you have a set budget, make sure you stick to that.
It can get out of hand easy when you're
Yes.
looking at all these beautiful, pretty things, and it's like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
another dollar, not a big deal. But then when you multiply it and
Yep. I had to do some backtracking after I said yes to a few things. I
yeah,
had to be like, oh, wait a second, this is adding up.
yeah, yeah. What do you think has been the most challenging aspect of wedding planning?
All the options. There are so many options, and I think that is why I wanted Plantera so badly, is because they do handle so much. They handle so many things, and they'll tell you what they have, and then you can make your choice from there. Because when I was going and looking at other venues, it was like, oh, well, you have to also choose catering, you have to choose your flowers, and the amount of choices was so much that I was like, I just need someone to give me a limited amount of choices and then I'm good.
Yep, yep. Narrow it down for me. I'll just choose between the few options. I completely agree with you. I think we all get so crazy overwhelmed. Weddings are just so big and so beautiful these days. It's like hard to narrow things down, and then social media being thrown at you. It's very,
Definitely.
yeah.
That and all the different advice from people like, oh, I did this, I did that. The amount of times I went and backtracked because I saw a video of saying, like, oh, I didn't have a videographer and I regret it, or I had this type of cake and I really loved it. And then I was like, wait a second, I chose that cake, or I wasn't thinking about a videographer. And now that someone's regretting it, maybe I should get one. It can be helpful, but it can also hinder you in a way.
Yeah, yeah. It just grows. It all just expands and grows in so many ways.
It does.
How did you feel in your wedding dress?
Like a little princess.
Absolutely.
Yes, I loved it so much. I went through a weight loss journey. It started before we had even gotten engaged. And I knew like the type of dress that I wanted. I've known for a while. Finding it was a bit of a whirlwind. But when it was finished and fitted and you had it all ready for me, I'm telling you, I was so happy. One, I was proud of myself for losing that weight and fitting into the dress. And I was so amazed at how you were able to fit it to me and it looked amazing. Even my husband, when I walked out, because we did a first look, he said, wow, you look like a movie star. And he's not like one to give tons of compliments, which is something we've always joked about. But that day, it was just like he couldn't keep his eyes off me, and it was just an amazing feeling.
That's so awesome. Yeah, we did a decent amount of the standard alterations with your dress, but something I want to point out with your dress, just for our listeners, if you're getting married soon, so you just have more knowledge about bridal alterations, is we added more boning into the dress. So
Mhm.
that's that long, stiff, rigid stuff that's in a lot of strapless dresses. We added more and stronger of that boning into your dress. Do you feel like that made a good difference for you on the wedding day?
I do, I do. It felt like more secure. It felt fitted, and I was still able to breathe in it, which was very nice. I was kind of worried for a second there, but honestly, the day of, it just felt very, very nice and secure, and I didn't feel like anything was going to fall out, something like
Good.
that. Yeah.
Good. I am glad. Good.
So I definitely want to thank specifically a big one, my dad, Eric James. He was a big factor in helping us get to this wedding. So without him, probably wouldn't have been in that venue, I should say. So I really do appreciate everything that he has done for me in my life entirely. And he was very, very supportive. And I want to give a shout out on his speech, as funny as ever. And I loved it. I was just looking back on it recently. Very, very good. I also want to thank Spencer's parents as well. They were also a really huge help. We always love visiting and seeing them. So we were so happy that they were willing to pitch in as well. So really want to thank them. And there are a lot of people I want to thank. I've already thanked the venue and all of my vendors. I tried to put out reviews, but just want to, thank all of them as well again. So Plantera, definitely Two Penny, definitely you as well. Yes, want to thank you. I want to thank my sweet Heather Ann for the cake. It was delicious, by the way. Definitely recommend. And Carrie Dawson, my photographer. So those are the big ones. Definitely want to thank all of those very helpful vendors who helped make my day so special.
Yeah, it takes a whole team, that's for sure.
It does.
You touched on something I want to highlight for our listeners. Brides, before, after your wedding, doesn't matter. Writing reviews for your vendors is so amazing. We love seeing those come through, and that is something you did for me, Bianca. So I am so grateful for that. Thank you so much. It especially helps small businesses and helps brides choose their vendors, and it's super helpful. So thank you for doing that.
Of course.
So, as you already know, Bianca, I am going to be mailing you one of these, but I've got the new magazine. So, this is the cover.
Yay!
And here's your page.
Oh, that's so great. I love it.
So, Bianca is featured in the 3rd issue of the magazine. We've got your photo in here, and then the little review you wrote for us on the knot. So, I'm going to be mailing this out to you today. So, just for fun.
Perfect.
All right, very good. Well, thank you so much, Bianca. I so appreciate you for so many reasons, but I am just so glad you had a wonderful wedding day. What is next for you in your life?
Next for us, we are still planning a actual honeymoon. So we did a mini moon. We went to New York City for a few days, and now we're just trying to get that actual honeymoon together, hopefully before our 1-year anniversary. So that's the goal.
Great. What are you kind of thinking for that?
So we have 2 options, which we need to jump on soon. We're thinking it would either be somewhere tropical like Mexico or Paris. And we're trying to figure that
Very
out.
different.
Yeah. Paris was always the number one, but with things happening in the world as of right now, we're trying to figure out if maybe we should stay closer to home.
Yeah, absolutely. If you do end up going to Paris, if you want to scroll back in my podcast, my husband and I went there and we did a little like recap of the trip after. So there's a lot of good little planning tips in there. But
Okay.
either way, that's going to be an amazing honeymoon. So I'm
Yeah.
excited for that.
Yep. No, we have to jump on that very soon. So
Yeah.
that is just something we're trying to figure out right now.
Did you choose at least the dates yet? Because I feel like that's like the hardest part.
Yeah, actually we did. So it's either going to be end of September if we can do it. I kind of would like it to be the week of our anniversary, so like a few days before, and then we can share our anniversary on the trip.
Love that.
Yeah,
Well, that'll be so much fun. So you still have some good, fun things to look forward to.
definitely. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you so much, Bianca, for being on the podcast, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening in. I want to just point out one thing I talked about with Bianca just a moment ago is the episode about my husband and I's Paris trip is episode number 28. So you really got to kind of scroll back, but you'll find the European travel recap, episode 28. And then again, full transparency. If you ladies want to be on the podcast, I want to have you on the podcast. Genuinely. I really only want people on the podcast that want to be on the podcast. So just reach out to us with email hello@sarahcolas.com to get set up. And then again, kind of the same goes for the magazine. We had a little feature for Bianca in here, but I am all ears. If you want to be featured, let me know, and we're going to put you on the list for the next magazine to be considered to be featured in the magazine. One last thing I want to mention is that we're going to be getting into the busy season before we know it. So if you have not yet booked your bridal alterations fittings and you would like to for the spring and summer, now is the time to hop on and book those appointments. Our fall brides, you're probably getting anxious, but it's probably still a little bit too early to actually book your appointments. But if it is, then go ahead and book those as well. Our calendar opens up 4 months out, so just keep that in mind. Anyway, thank you all for listening, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode has allowed you to approach the world with greater confidence in your own personal style. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out through email or the inquiry form on the website. I hope you are all ready to go and get dressed up. I look forward to sharing more dressing up tips with you in future episodes. Thanks so much.